Okay, so. Also, lesen wir uns mal die Antworten durch. Okay. Now. Now tippt auf Mikan mit der Begründung, ich mag die nicht. Und also Now tippt auf Mikan mit der Begründung, ich mag die nicht. Rizurus, das optionale Zeug, das Rizurus reingeschrieben hat, lese ich erstmal nicht vor, weil ich glaube, das wird ein bisschen zu sehr den Hinweis geben. Drauf wär's war. Erste Antwort war Now mit Mikan. So, als nächstes Broken. Broken tippt auch auf Mikan. Und, okay. Also er schreibt. Okay, das ist ein Dialog zwischen zwei Charakteren. Einmal Fragezeichen, in Klammern weiblich, und einmal Krankenschwester. Okay. Okay. Na, kleines Schwesterchen, was hast du wieder angestellt? Und ich dachte, du wärst klüger als die anderen. Oder zumindest unschuldiger. Was meinst du damit? Was ich damit meine? Na, die zwei Leichen, was denn sonst? Schließlich war das dein Werk. Was? Nein, nein. So etwas könnte ich nicht. Ich würde niemals auch nur an Mord denken. Bring mich bitte nicht zum Lachen. Du denkst viel mehr darüber nach, als dir lieb wäre. Bloß mal so am Rande. Wie war es eigentlich so, dem Kind endlich zu geben, was es verdient hat? Na komm schon, so schlimm kann es auch nicht gewesen sein, oder? Nein, du verstehst das ganze ganz falsch. Ich habe das alles nicht gewollt. Ich will meinen Freunden helfen, nicht sie verletzen. Freunde? Ach bitte. Niemand will etwas mit dir zu tun haben, geschweige denn dein Freund sein. Bitte sagst du etwas nicht? Niemand schert sich einen Dreck um dich. Nein, das stimmt nicht. Niemand mag dich, das weißt du doch. Niemand hat es jemals gut mit dir gemeint. Wieso sollte es jetzt so sein, hm? Ich bitte dich, sei einfach leise. Und tu gefälligst nicht so, als ob du es nicht auch so sehen würdest. Immerhin weißt du am besten, warum du dich um andere kümmern wolltest. Weil es dir gefällt, nützlich zu sein. Weil es dir gefällt, wenn andere auf dich hören. Hör einfach auf, bitte. Weil es dir gefällt, entscheiden zu können, ob sie leben oder... Halt deinen Mund! Die Musikerin war ein Unfall, einfach ein dummer Unfall. Das kleine Mädchen, ich wollte ihren Tod nicht, aber als wir uns begegnet sind, ist sie mit mir wieder umgegangen, als wäre ich einfach wertlos. Das war nichts Neues, aber... Okay, in ganz vielen Klammern, kleines Mädchen. Was willst du denn hier? Jemand so hässlich wie du sollst sich lieber in einem Loch verstecken. Aber dieses Mal habe ich nicht geweint oder wurde traurig. Ich weiß nicht. Es war einfach genug. Das hat gereicht und ich wollte ihr das irgendwie mitteilen. Dabei wollte ich sie nicht verletzen. Ich habe einfach nur versucht, mit ihr zu reden. Hey, es ist nicht meine Schuld, dass du so hässlich bist. Wie bitte? Denken? So jemand wie du sollte nicht denken, sondern einfach still sein. Hä? Hast du was gesagt? Falls es dir nicht auffällt, ich höre dir nicht zu. Aber es half nichts. Sie verachtete mich weiterhin und hörte nicht auf. Moment, das sagt Fragezeichen. Sollte das nicht die Krankenschwester sein? Aber es half nichts. Sie verachtete mich weiterhin und hörte nicht auf. Ich wurde plötzlich so wütend, so unglaublich wütend. Da war keine Kontrolle mehr, nur noch Wut. Ich wollte ihr nicht wehtun. Ah nee, das sagen. Na, Moment. Ich bekam Panik und versuchte Beweise zu verwischen, um von mir abzulenken. Was hätte ich denn anders machen sollen? Ich weiß, was ich getan habe. Ich bin ein schrecklicher Mensch, aber ich konnte einfach nur nicht sterben. Dafür habe ich so sehr Angst vor dem Tod. Es tut mir so leid, so unendlich leid. Es tut mir so unaussprechlich leid. Ich bitte euch, verzeiht mir. Okay. Sozusagen innerer Dialog mit sich selbst, ne? Gespaltenen Persönlichkeit. Ja, ich verstehe. Interessant, cool. Sehr cool geschrieben. Sehr gut gemacht. Okay, und Test tippt auf Kazuichi, der ultimative Mechaniker-Typ. So, Test schreibt, ich weiß nicht, wer das hätte, ich weiß nur Folgendes mit Sicherheit. Die Übertragung, die Hajime gesehen hat, war eine Aufzeichnung. Die Person, die wir in der Übertragung gesehen hatten, hatte wesentlich kürzeres Haar als Ibuki. Hyoko war schon tot, bevor Hajime die Musikhalle betreten hatte. Sie hing an der Säule, aber war von einem Vorhang verdeckt. Wenn man die Säule an der Hyoko hängt zum Zeitpunkt, wo nur Ibuki im Raum hing und wo auch Hyoko im Raum hing, vergleicht, sieht man, dass die Säule beim zweiten Mal wesentlich dünner ist. Außerdem vermute ich, dass Hyoko vor Ibuki gestorben ist. Die Reihenfolge des Films wurde dennoch eingehalten, jedoch rückwärts. Als der Tin Man müssen wir uns dabei Nekomaru vorstellen. Interessant. Zum Schluss noch, mich würde es nicht wundern, wenn der Mörder die Monomi-Tasche gekauft hat und er, sie, mit dem Datum auf ihrem Filmticket überführt wird. Okay. Dann schauen wir mal. So, ich habe ja jetzt endlich mal einen Skill, ne? Shred Guitar increases acceleration speed. Effective during logic dive. Okay. Okay. Jo, dann.
Now then, let's begin with during the class trial.
Wir
If you vote correctly, I'll punish everyone beside. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already.
Genau.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Fehlt nicht irgendwie Musik? Hört ihr nix? Weil an sich ist eigentlich... Also mir wird zumindest angezeigt, dass Spiel und so weiter aufgenommen wird und Musik sollte auch spielen. Okay. Ich meine, das Problem hat man ja schon, ich glaube 2 oder 3 Mal, wo eigentlich alles gut aussah, bloß Spielsound überhaupt nicht übertragen wurde, warum auch immer.
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there.
Also was close to the music venue. Außer man macht's wie ich und geht als einfach komplett außen rum.
At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone, so I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who—
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Du Fick. Huh?
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly
Du
suspicious.
Sack.
Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
It's just as Kazuichi said, Nagito's the kind of guy who will just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it, I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. Dankeschön. Okay, motel room key, scrap, thick paper, surveillance, camera unit, movies invitation, ticket. Movies invitation?
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Sack?
Did Hajime kill both of them?
Nein.
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie.
No, that's wrong!
Nein, das war eigentlich richtig, bloß ja.
I'm not the killer! I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Dankeschön, Nagito.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that.
So ein Sack.
Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec! You're the one who brought this up in the first place!
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation.
Hat
It
aber recht,
also
ja.
provides a good warm-up.
Warm-up?
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Bist du dir da sicher, Hajime?
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
Bist du dir da sicher, Nagito?
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
Raum, der verschlossen ist.
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two! Sonia and Kazuichi!
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru. Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall! Is this his professional skill?
Killer was inside the music venue. Fuyuko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? Okay. Ja, ich hab
The
nicht
killer was
mehr
still
alles
inside the
im
music
Kopf.
venue.
Weil ich
By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
Ich bin mir nicht mehr
The lock
sicher,
was on the floor in front of the door.
wie das war mit...
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer
Hiyoko.
who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together
Wie sie das in der
and
Zeit
suddenly
gemacht haben.
appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Dass sie in der Zwischenzeit Yoko zum Vorschein gebracht haben, sozusagen.
The killer was still inside the music venue. by locking the door from the inside.
No, that's wrong! Hold on a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob? Like rubber, maybe?
It wasn't rubber at all. Glue.
I see! That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia. And me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Jo, Manomi, warum glühst du so?
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
Scrap that was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now I should be able to figure out what it is. Logic dive. Hangman's Gambit. Hangman's Gambit.
I got it! That scrap, isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
You're right. if you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See? It fits perfectly.
Yeah.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Scrap of paper tucked with the lighting was part of the wallpaper found in a storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body? Trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Okay, kurz Moment. Alright, let's give this a try. Logic dive, okay. Ne. Ah. Na, wann kommen die Fragen? Why did Hyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene? Was hidden. Ja, komm, die Fragen könnten ein bisschen zügiger kommen. The killer used to hide her body. Wallpaper. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all coming together.
I
got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Ihr habt den Film nicht geschaut,
Hey,
was?
don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them.
I knew it! There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated 2 victims in that movie should be... to mix up the killing order.
I see! The reason the killer imitated 2 of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
Die kommen heute irgendwie ziemlich schnell auf die ganzen Antworten. Beziehungsweise auf so weit, dass die Tatsachen haben und zur nächsten Tatsache gleich weitergehen.
A valid line of reasoning.
Geht recht schnell heute, also eventuell können wir es heute sogar vielleicht fertig machen.
Yeah, it's valid.
Mal schauen.
The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
Right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right?
Right?
That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
Alter Gundam.
You're one to talk.
Anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Ja, Chiaki könnte sich auch ein bisschen direkter ausdrücken, ne? Ein bisschen genauer.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yep.
I agree with that.
Ja, wie gesagt.
Just as Sonia
Chiaki,
said,
Alter.
Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
What?
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But, are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Guter Mann. Was könnte man da gebrauchen?
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never there.
Smudge on the floor.
Did you see a nice nightmare?
As long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds, there's no doubt that that blood is Hyoko's.
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, yes. Then it's possible that the pillar still had blood on. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should feel... It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Was?
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, yes. Then it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your... It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Meine Fresse. Word from earlier.
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, yes.
Also man muss den...
However, you cannot step on the pillar. It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my...
Damn it!
Okay.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words!
Blood on the floor. Doch.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things! You don't have proof of that at all!
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but... Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
Das wäre eigentlich ziemlich cool. Ziemlich interessant, storymäßig und so weiter. Wenn Ibuki Hyoko getötet hätte, beziehungsweise jemand, Ibuki hatte ja diese Krankheit, dass wenn man ihr was sagt, dass sie das auch macht. Dass sozusagen jemand sagt, Ibuki, bring Hyoko um und erhäng dich dann. Ich meine, es wäre im Endeffekt, weiß nicht, ein bisschen doof, weil die Person, die Ibuki das gesagt hätte, wäre halt, weiß nicht, wäre an sich nicht wirklich der Mörder gewesen. Dementsprechend wäre die Person auch nicht frei, wird auch nicht freikommen. Aber wäre ganz interessant.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right?
Ja, okay, die einzige Möglichkeit, beziehungsweise, ja, die einzige Person, der ich zutrauen würde, sowas zu machen, wäre Nagito. Nur damit er halt sehen kann, ob Hope trotzdem gewinnen kann, auch wenn es so ist. Aber
After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself! Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that!
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Huh?
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
So solltest dein eines Argument wurde widerlegt. War keine Aufnahme.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Okay, jetzt noch die ganzen Account-Dinge. Muss ich nochmal gucken, was die alles sagen. Oh. Mikan's account. Right up until Monokuma announcement. Good morning, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. Afterward, she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. After Fuyuhiko met Mikan in front of the hospital, they split up to search for Ibuki. They checked the movie theater and Electric Avenue, but they didn't find anyone. Apparently Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated for a short time. Sonia, Hiyoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled and she was unable to tie it on her own. That's when Sonia apparently told her about the full-length mirror in the music venue storage room. Ah, okay. Konomi tote bag, sold at the movie theater. Limited item, only one person can buy it. Only you get another bag for free when you purchase it. Okay.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi!
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
Oops.
Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
Falsch.
Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing.
So everyone who stayed at the...
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi!
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
No, that's wrong! Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi.
Aus Versehen am Mord.
In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Killer had a different reason? If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then, whose and what kind of trap is it? Sollen wir jetzt schon? Okay, dann machen wir den heute noch fertig.
Hiya!
Ging irgendwie schneller als beim letzten Mal. Okay, beim letzten Mal habe ich auch an dem einen Scheißding ewig lang rumgehangen.
Why, hello there, Monomi! The moss balls sure look tasty today!
Stop it!
Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls.
And here's some chance time!
What's that?
Now then, Monomi's appeal time starts now!
Appeal time?
Your kind-hearted big brother is gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck! Show those jerks who treats you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss.
That's 99% your fault.
While you were whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so.
That's too long. It'll just be a boring appeal.
Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities ahead of your way.
Then I'm Usami, magical miracle girl Usami. I'm an itty bitty girl who's sweet like milk.
Jeez, and I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
What are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. Irgendwie Dialoge heute verwirren mich ein bisschen. Das ist dann jetzt Ewigkeit. Irgendwie schon. Ne? Ja gut, dann machen wir den halt noch. Machen wir den halt heute noch fertig.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No, this definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
Dankeschön, Monomi. Reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does something like that even exist?
It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie. About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right? But Hiyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
Bullshit. Wenn Genocide-Check Leute an Wände hängen kann mit Scheren, dann geht das in dem ihrem Universum auch
Well,
mit
that's
Pfeilen.
probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying, Hiyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
Hiyoko's murder wasn't planned?
I understand the imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hiyoko go to the music venue?
Why did Hiyoko go to the music venue?
So, you're saying the truth behind Hiyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Why Hiyoko went to the music venue? If that's the key to all this, I need to find that out, no matter the cost. Hajime, du weißt es doch schon. Sonja weiß es auch. Warum sagt ihr denn nix? Was?
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
Nope.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
Nope.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hiyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Hiyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hiyoko got abducted.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that...
I won't lose! Are you saying my gut was wrong? This could be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
No! That's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
Okay. Sonia's account.
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. That girl is so small and weak-looking, and that's why the killer targeted her.
But Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
Nicht?
Crap! Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer!
Allow me to cut through those words!
Yeah.
The reason Hyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room.
Danke, dass Sonja auch mal was sagt.
That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Warum ist da
Then
eine
the
Kamera
reason her
im
kimono was messed up wasn't
Hotelzimmer?
because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes, do whatever you want to me.
Was?
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
Hell no. Warum nicht Hachi?
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hyoko would go to the music venue.
Das sind überall. Ja, stimmt. Ich hatte irgendwie gedacht, in der ihren Hütten und im ersten Spiel in den Zimmern wären keine Kameras gewesen, aber doch, sind welche. Okay, dann.
Though that may not apply to Sonya, since she provided Hyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake.
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hyoko get killed in the music venue?
Einfach komplett ignorieren.
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Nicht verdächtige Kamera. Wenn ich es nochmal sehe, dann würde ich mich wahrscheinlich dran erinnern. Gute Nacht, Pater.
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
killed Hyoko.
Because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Do you have any ideas?
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
Das plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure we are very, very close.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, am I allowed to speak? Oh, I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers. So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, We already finished talking about that a while ago.
Huh? Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be!
No, wait a minute. If Ibuki had blood on her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
That's strange. That's very strange.
Strange? What's strange?
I see, it's not something we finished talking about. Those footprints. There's still an important clue left that we completely overlooked. Just as Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why weren't there any footprints on the stepladder?
I can prove it with this! If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
Hajime?
You noticed such a small detail! How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate!
What are you talking about? You're obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito Komaeda. You're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it.
Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video,
Hat das so als Clip aufgenommen? Clips. Müssen wir morgen mal schauen, ob mein Internet soweit gut ist, dass wir die bisherigen Clips mal anschauen können, weil ich glaube Now hat einen Clip vom Dings Raid von Lenny gemacht und so weiter. Ja, können wir mal gucken, ob wir morgen mal die Clips anschauen können.
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
So just as I thought, it comes down to that. The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video, and whether or not we can reach that hidden truth is all up to me.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well, you should get started already.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
Oh, if there was some hidden clue in that video, I should have seen something strange as I watched it. I'm the only one who can clear that up. I'm the only one who actually saw that video. So I'm the only one who can do it. Spot that difference. The hanging video that I saw. Based on everything we know from the debates thus far, I should be able to figure out what's strange. Hospital. Nein, nicht Hospital Down. Leiter.
Here! That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. But the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, The only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were 2 stepladders?
Where would you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue.
What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right? That's amazing, Chiaki! All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
What are you two talking about?
Stepladder isn't the only thing that's different, huh? Jackie said that the stepladder was at a different place, but if that's the case, the thing that's different between that video and the actual scene of the crime is that thing, the place where the killer did something. Hangman's Gambit. Oh, okay, ich habe keine Ahnung. What? What? Okay. I? Nein. F? F, okay. Das heißt, wir brauchen wahrscheinlich ein Vokal als nächstes. O? Nein. I. Film? Filming? Ja. Ja, Film in Location. Oh. Ups. Filming. Alter, das wird ein bisschen heftig. L. Andere L ist schon weg. L. Oh, fuck.
I got it! That's right. Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
But the hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
Photo shows that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else. What did the killer do to that surveillance camera unit? Ah, ausgetauscht. Oder so. Camera unit the killer tamper with. Yeah. Ah, komm. Schwindelig. To tamper with the camera at the music venue or the hospital. Yeah. Killer do with the camera from the music venue surveillance camera. Took it. Yeah.
It's all coming together! That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Well, that's true, but... in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
Smash it. Destroyed it.
I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Which means even if it was filmed in another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. If that's the case, where was the video filmed to make it look like it was filmed at the music venue? Only possibility is that place inside that building. Hangman's... Oh, so viele Hangman's Gambit. Okay. Ups. Tasten verwechselt. Fuck.
I got it! possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room?
Huh? The conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
To make the conference room look like the music venue, the killer went ahead and did some work. Gotta make clear what that work was.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
Or they might have tampered with the camera.
Oh, Leute.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming locations. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
No, that's wrong!
There's no way the conference and the music venue.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
Nope.
Or did the music venue look like the
That must be it! What the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain, but after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room?
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is...
Bad Gateway. Was? Oh! Tatsächlich, da ist irgendwas. Oh, the fuck? Okay, Moment, ich glaube, ich weiß, was sind die Alerts? Ja. The fuck? Ich kann euch sehen, ja. Aber ist Streamlabs gerade offline oder wie? Ja, das ist eigentlich der Ort, wo die Alerts normalerweise angezeigt werden. Stimmt, das ganze Streamlabs an sich, die Seite ist aufrufbar, aber anscheinend, ja. Okay, Bad Gateway, könnte sein, dass die Probleme mit Datenbankserver haben oder sowas. Ja, der hier. Und ja, an sich Chat ist weg. Der Trinkgeldzeug ist weg. Das Glas ist weg. Was steht da? Bad gateway. The web server reported a bad gateway error. We will be right back. Stay put. What happened? The web server is not returning a connection. As a result, the web page is not displaying. What can I do? If you are a visitor on this website, please try again in a few minutes. Okay. Okay, ich lass mal zumindest den Chat anzeigen. Oder das Run offen. Vielleicht kommt's wieder. Ah ja, anscheinend. Anscheinend haben die gerade irgendwie Probleme mit dem Webserver. Oder mit irgendeinem Server halt. Es kann natürlich sein, dass dann aktuell die Punkte Pico Points nicht gegeben werden. Ja, mal schauen. Aber der Pico-Bot, der funktioniert noch, das ist schön. Oh. Liebe Peanut, vielen Dank fürs Folgen.
The same color as the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
Probably. Something else the killer did to make the music venue look like the conference room. Die Kerze?
I can prove it with this!
Okay.
You're referring to the candle in the music venue, right?
Right.
In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime, it's occurring in the conference room.
Huh? I feel like I've heard Bayside cops say that before, but isn't it the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
That video was filmed at the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue, which means there was a fake somewhere. Fake must have been... Ibuki in the conference room.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
So that's what happened. Then no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. At that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set a trap for me was...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video... There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
That's right, I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is. Ja, warum? Warum Fake-Video? Um Alibi zu haben.
You're the only one! Mikon, you're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hiyoko?
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question!
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikon have an alibi.
Genau, ist nicht da. Ich glaube, das ist bisher der... Ich glaube... Ist das vielleicht sogar das erste Mal, wo noch jemand anderes als Rizurus die richtige Antwort gegeben hat? Ich weiß gar nicht mehr.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence?
Can you get some rest already? You should be exhausted from nursing without any sleep, right?
And if you insist, I will use the on-call room upstairs. You must be mentally exhausted, so it's better if you relax in the lobby instead.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room.
Leon war's.
You actually went to the conference room.
Nee, ich meine insgesamt. Aber Leon, die Sache mit Sayaka und Leon ist schon so lange her. Kann ich mich nicht so erinnern. Aber ja, ich glaube, das ist zumindest der Fall, wo wir bisher jetzt am meisten richtige Antworten haben. 3 richtige Antworten, Rizurus Now und Broken.
That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music venue. And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Chat im Stream. Ja, der Chat im Stream ist tot. Die haben anscheinend gerade irgendwie Serverprobleme. Ist ziemlich viel kaputt gerade gegangen. Keine Ahnung warum.
Not only that,
Sollte aber wieder
the others in the
probieren.
hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second! What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible! There's no way I could kill someone!
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
It just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikon is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times
say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
Everyone's ganging up on me. Bullying a girl like that, Hajime. Not cool. Tricks aside, logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like this? Could it be I'm the one making a mistake? No, in fact, it'd be so much easier if I was wrong. If I have this much doubt about someone I've spent so much time with.
Can you hold on a minute?
Huh?
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time.
Huh?
I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
What? Are you serious?
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know!
Actually, this is a game.
Kuma verrat doch nicht alles.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Dang! That's a huge deal!
A decisive clue? Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from. This rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this. The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
So this rope won't be much of a clue. Then I might as well search another place.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
Huh?
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
Huh?
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Nagito's words contained a decisive clue. Is that really true?
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Ups.
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too.
Echt?
It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Ja.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Weil Mikan uns das gesagt
Did
hat.
we fall for someone's lie?
Ja. Ja, aber...
Crap! Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars?
Temperature... No.
But we believed it was from a hanging.
Oh.
Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging.
Moment.
She was strangled to death.
Ich muss mal probieren, auch
That's basically the same thing.
auch wenn mir, glaube ich, gesagt wurde, es
Though hanging
geht
and strangling seem
nicht.
similar, they're very the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn?
But we believed it was
Dass
from
man
a hanging.
dass man mit
Why
kopierten
would that
Sachen
be?
andere Dinge
Did we fall
unterstützen
for
kann.
someone's lie?
Ich glaube dementsprechend.
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know.
No.
Crap! Ibuki didn't die from hanging.
According to Mika, there's no doubt that cause of Ibuki's death was hanging herself with rope. Ah, okay.
She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Ja.
That must be it! So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death was being hanged by this rope, right?
Yes, she had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself.
I see. So Ibuki died by hanging herself?
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking. You, Mikan, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
You were right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
Mikon nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikon because she was nursing her.
So Mikon volunteered to nurse us? 'Cause she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikon is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikon is the killer.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
But I'm really not the killer. There's no way I'm capable of killing someone.
Is that really true?
Huh?
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop! Oh, I don't want to do this either! Of course I don't want to do this! But I need to do this!
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a...
Sorry. Simply a lie.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all you can say? Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that! You hear me? I'm done!
Hey, Mikon!
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Not fair! Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away! What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some?
Huh?
I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered two of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair.
Chiaki.
Hey, Mikan. Can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me.
Can you prove it?
Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy! I didn't do anything wrong! Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! The video... I never filmed that video!
It seems she finally started arguing for us. But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime. So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Could it be, was this Chiaki's goal all along? She's saying everyone's fate depends on me, the only person who saw that video.
You get to decide I'm the killer. Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
I need to make up my mind. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who's going to finish this. The argument... Check on everyone, realized that Ibuki disappeared when she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki. She apparently met up with Riko. Okay. I'm not the killer.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
She's wearing hospital shoes too.
Damn it!
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Ah,
Just from that dim candlelight?
Na, das wollte ich nicht.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that There's no way you'd be so pleased for Hajime. You're the
Only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on her? Is the hospital gown shoe? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell her body type under the hospital just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I'll shoot through that contradiction. Mikan, you've committed a major mistake.
Leider schon rausbekommen, aber du darfst gerne nachträglich deine Vermutung äußern. Ich probiere mal, Chat im Stream neu zu laden. Vielleicht geht's jetzt wieder. Das sieht nicht so aus.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle.
Handback. Ah! Chat geht wieder. Nice. Gut, dann lade ich das andere Zeug. Lade ich das andere Zeug auch noch. Infos. Trinkgeld. Hurts. Okay. Geht wieder. Wunderbar.
So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. You lied, didn't you?
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Forgive me! Huh? 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 Huh?
Hmm?
I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible.
Impossible?
You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag. Isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater? Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right? Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that tote bag is a limited item. So don't you think it's impossible? Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time? It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think? That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Long time no see. Well, not really. Third panic talk action. Probably going to be my last job during a class trial. Please humor me while I taint your ears one last time. Starting from this PDA, reload and ammo features will be added. Yay. Wie im ersten Teil halt. Good luck and have fun.
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item! That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
Die labert die ganze Zeit um Vergebung. Aber man kann doch eigentlich nur jemanden vergeben, wenn die Person auch was gemacht hat. Dementsprechend vergeben, dass er jemanden umgebracht hat. Dementsprechend gibt sie ja zu, dass er was gemacht hat. That's it, we're not getting anywhere. I gotta do something and end this. Gotta do something so I can make her admit it.
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand?
Was draw on me? What?
Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
Get a bonus prize?
This is the end!
Yeah.
Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's a common practice to pay customers with bonus prizes.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in two separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why? Why can't you forgive me? Why?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Mikon, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left, please just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Okay. Video broadcasting. So, two-step letters is different somehow. Blue. Last Stock. Oh, das Ding ist aber nicht viel.
Here's everything that happened in this case. The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time. When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music venue. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music venue, so I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time, when in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake. I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body.
Ja, da hier wäre aber auch noch gut zu erwähnen, dass weil es ein bisschen unklar ist, Mikan ist ja, als er aus dem Krankenhaus rausgegangen ist, auf Fuyuhiko getroffen. Und in dem, was Fuyuhiko gesagt hat, sind die ja rumgegangen, um zu schauen, und haben sich dann für eine kurze Zeit getrennt.
When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar.
Wäre nicht schlecht, wenn man das noch erwähnen könnte, da hier drin.
I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music venue, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room.
Das da hier, das glaube ich nicht. Ein Drumstick ist relativ robust. Und ich glaube, so jemand wie Mikan ohne irgendwie Hilfe kann nicht wirklich einen Drumstick in zwei Teile brechen. Außer der Drumstick ist an sich extrem schlechte Qualität. Aber wenn es stinknormal Drumstick ist, die Dinger sind nicht einfach auseinanderzubrechen.
They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue. The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open.
Warum deint mit komische Klebermarke.
With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and me. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
Die hatte aber extrem viel Glück, dass sie nicht gesehen wurde, als sie aus dem Musikding rausgegangen ist.
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you. This feeling of despair!
Oh.
Mikon, you... What has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
Gucken, wie viele Punkte ich beim letzten habe. 100. Okay, dann ist das die 16 ist wahrscheinlich die Geschichte nochmal zusammen puzzeln. Da ist die 15 wahrscheinlich das. Ah nee. Mein Gott, ich hatte ja dann dieses Rhythmus-Ding. Das lief eigentlich ganz okay.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's go!
Aber wir wissen nicht, wie stabil Drumsticks sind. Kann natürlich auch sein, ja. Ja, ich meine, Drumsticks sind dazu da, um auf Sachen drauf zu hauen. Die müssen schon eine gewisse Stabilität haben.
Well now.
Now then, though it might be obvious at this point,
Correct.
you got it right once again. That's like 3 in a row. That's right, the true identity of the horrifying blackened who killed 2 girls was Mikan Tsumiki.
Damn it.
Gotta be shitting me. Is then Mikan, the one who nursed us back to health, was the one who killed them?
I won't forgive you.
Don't joke around with me, Mikan. Did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill them from the start while you were nursing them?
Hey!
Don't just laugh. Don't just laugh. Say something. This is going nowhere.
What's going on?
This chick.
Hey.
There's nothing like Pecco. She's actually gone mental.
Well, that's obvious.
There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. She's no longer the Mikan Tsumiki we knew. Huh?
Hey.
Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. She probably had the despair disease, which was the motive for this case.
What?
Mikan too, you say?
I
know because I was looking at Mikan for so long. She was the one taking care of me after all. My consciousness kept drifting, but even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. Despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on, did you say Mikan also had the despair disease? Then, that means she was...
What?
Huh? Hajime, has something crossed your mind? My body's heavy. No, not just heavy, it's somewhat soft and really hot. That's right, Mikan felt really hot at that time. Now that I think about it, it must have been a high fever, just like what Ibuki and Wakane had.
It cannot be.
Then, because of that disease, Mikan was...
Perhaps...
Symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of the name despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she can still love in such a hopeless situation. das vorlesen, was Rize geschrieben hat? Ja, kann ich verraten, das war nur ein kleiner Satz. Rita hat, glaube ich, geschrieben, stille Wasser sind pervers.
Jeez.
Which means the Mikan standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by the despair disease.
Isn't that right?
She's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. Ultimate despair? That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair, instead of for the sake of hope.
Impossible.
There's no way I can forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of despair. That's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong? Wrong? What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Huh? Huh?
What are you talking about?
If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know.
My beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who...
Das erinnert mich ein bisschen extrem stark an einen Charakter aus dem V3-Teil.
Never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full. This is my reciprocation.
I understand that I've done something unforgivable. But you know, to transcend all that is truly...
It's love.
What love is all about.
Hey.
I don't understand what you're saying.
You don't understand? Is it because you don't have anyone to love? Is it because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? Oh, what a pity. I feel sorry for you.
Well...
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but... love is a wonderful thing. This feeling of freedom, where you no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones within that thin veil, and I'm just looking out through it. That's why, as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me.
How amazing.
It's like nothing matters. I could just die. That's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love, only love.
Could it be?
Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
This is...
It seems that I was wrong. Not only was she affected by despair...
You were half right. It's right to say that this is all thanks to that disease. Because, thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved.
Remember?
Apparently, that's what my symptom was. Oh, what a wonderful symptom.
Which means you had the remembering disease.
But
if this means she remembered something and ended up like this...
Such despair.
Are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before you even came to this island?
Don't get so angry. Well, first of all, the reason I became like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know. Because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I'm the person I am today because of many human relationships. So it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see. Even so, the current me was most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. And it was also my beloved who created the me that everyone can't forgive. But my beloved still forgives me and still accepts me. That is the key difference between all of you and my beloved.
Don't fuck with me!
Like I said, who the fuck are you talking about? I was saying, this is Mikan? She's the real Mikan? Mikan, please answer me, did you really remember? You ended up like this all because you remembered? There's no way I can believe that. There's no way the person you're right now is the real Mikan.
You still doubt me? Then to prove I remember, I'll tell you all something nice. It's about that World Ender organization that you all were worrying about.
You serious?
You know?
Not know, I just remembered, that's all. I knew about it all along, how that horrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation.
Future Foundation. Future. That's right, that symbol on the ancient ruins door. That's right, it was the Japanese word for future.
Hey.
Just, what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning?
As the name suggests, that organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. To put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
What the heck? This isn't a comic book, you know.
As part of their plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Monomi?
I knew it. Monomi, Monokuma, they're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they?
Monomi and I aren't members.
I am Monokuma!
My existence is entirely my own.
Hey.
Don't laugh. Hey Mikan, if you really do remember, then you already know, right? You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us.
Of course I know that. Let's see, the Future Foundation Lecky that's hiding among you all is...
Oh?
Oh well, no one really cares about that, don't you think?
Of course not!
Oh hell no!
You'll find out eventually, so there's no need to be so impatient. Probably when that countdown ends.
Countdown? You even know about that?
Oh?
I don't know anything.
Huh?
I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love from the bottom of my heart. I just don't care about anyone or anything.
That is...
Mikan, is this really you? I won't believe it. There's no way I can believe you were like this all along. Because if that's true, then who's the person we've been spending time with up until now?
The past.
Past?
That person, she didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. Guys consider that thing a friend.
Oh?
That doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self.
That's...
Well?
That applies to you as well. Memories of people, memories of events, whatever memory it is, losing memories are...
Do you understand?
Like losing your personal identity. Memory is the most important component in building a person, don't you think? Losing your memories makes us shadows of the past, don't you think?
Hey.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but in the end, it always leads back to that story. That story about our stolen school lives.
Hey!
So it was true all along? Our memories were taken away?
Damn it!
If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering this much.
Well, why don't you just take your sweet time and remember at your own pace?
Oh?
Oh, Monokuma. Is it alright for you to start now?
Yes, indeed.
Punishment time?
Damn it, why? Mikan, why does it have to end like this? This is too pointless. This is too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate nurse, Mikan to Miki.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see them.
Masochisten. Autorin Toko. Ja, das ist, im Moment ist noch ein bisschen kompliziert mit Mikan und so weiter. Also schon mal ein großer Hinweis auf das Ganze drumherum. Also sollte man auf jeden Fall ein bisschen im Hinterkopf behalten, wie das so mit Mikan war in dem Kapitel.
Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Und ja, besonders wie sie halt jetzt ist. Ja, was das Ganze ist und so weiter, das finden wir später noch raus.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Ah ja, und die Exekution ist ein bisschen komisch. Ist nicht meine Lieblingsexekution. Ah ja. Bye bye, ouchies. Irgendwie ein kleines bisschen unspektakulär. Das ist eigentlich in dem Spiel komplett geklärt. Bin ich mir nicht sicher. Bin ich mir nicht sicher. Weil ist schon ein bisschen her, als ich das Spiel komplett gesehen habe. Ein bisschen lange her. Daher weiß ich nicht genau, wie viel Information sozusagen preisgegeben wird. Aber ich denke mal, ich meine, es wird ja auf jeden Fall geklärt, warum die Leute hier sind und so weiter. Dementsprechend gehe ich mal stark davon aus, dass wir zumindest so viel Information bekommen, damit das Ganze ein bisschen Sinn macht. It's finished. Is it really finished? The killer who killed Ibuki Miyoda and Hiyoko Sayonji was Mikan Tsumiki, and she's been executed. She apparently committed a crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So what? What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikan from earlier? Was that her true form? Or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease?
Damn it.
It doesn't matter either way. If she ended up like that just from remembering, then all along Mikan was never worth being a symbol of hope.
But...
even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, if the disease turned her into that, if she lost herself to a simple disease, She was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope.
Isn't that right?
So let's just move on. Come on, let's take all this despair and change it into hope.
Please wait!
That is impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so... Like a house of cards collapsing in an instant. In the end, our friend we thought we knew ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. Then she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only her malice toward us. And now, there's no way we can just move on or try to have a clear-cut attitude about these feelings. That's clearly impossible.
Damn it!
It would have been so much easier if she was the traitor too.
Wrong.
Too bad. That's not the case. Mikan was not the traitor.
Come on.
The traitor is still alive. As proof, see how fine Monomi looks right now.
I'm not fine at all.
But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation, so you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right?
You fiend.
What does it make you, fiend? You did say you're different than Monomi.
Phew.
Who cares about who I am? More important, I'm tired. The drama just kept going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean right eye during the break.
Hey.
Your right eye is made out of black beans.
Hey.
Wait, now's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say?
Hey.
You know, isn't it sad that life has its ups and downs? It's fun because downs come after ups, but if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring? So, in order to help you guys feel better, I've prepared a special event.
Special event?
Head over to the First Island's beach. An old friend will be waiting there.
Old friend?
Huh?
Could it be Nekomaru?
Hey!
It is, isn't it? Nekomaru was safe after all.
Safe. How should I say this?
I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. Awesome. We're starting to see the light of hope. The light of hope? I am happy Nekomaru is returning to us, but I...
So just as I thought.
3 of our friends just died, so I honestly cannot be happy. Miss Sonia.
However...
Even so, I am still happy. If Nekomaru is safe, I'm truly happy.
Fine.
If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived. Hey, Supreme Overlord of who gives a shit, that line doesn't suit you at all.
Silence.
I shall crush you into dust. Ibuki, Hiyoko, Mikan, can you hear us? If you are unhappy, I apologize. However, please forgive me for right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
Right?
Then, let's all go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it grand, even for those who have died. Die Szene ist es. Stream läuft noch. An welchem Rätsel hing ich? Eigentlich an keinem extrem großen, außer die Sache, warum... Ja, der Beweis, warum der Täter die Videoübertragung inszeniert hat. Da hing ich ein kleines bisschen dran. Aber ansonsten ging's einfach ein bisschen länger. Und now, du lagst zusammen mit Rizos und Broken Mind richtig. Mikan war die Böse. What the heck? Do you still have the after effects of that disease? I don't get this at all. Kane. Alright, then, let's go. Yeah, you're right. Das hast verpasst. Eine ziemlich unspektakuläre Exekution. Und ja. Nekomaru ist anscheinend wieder da. Den sehen wir vielleicht gleich. Und ja. Mikan halt. Mikan war's. Nekomaru's coming back. When we heard that, we were unable to contain our excitement as we jumped into the elevator.
Uh-oh.
Man, they just ran off without listening to what I had to say.
Unbelievable.
Jeez, they're so impatient. Didn't they learn to stick around until others have finished talking?
What does that mean?
Hey!
You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to properly explain everything to them, including Nekomaru's body.
Huh? Nekomaru's body?
It's their fault for not sticking around until I finish talking. So, if something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility.
What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him, that's all. I mean, if I didn't do that, there's no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. So, it just couldn't be helped.
As soon as we exited the elevator, we started running. Hurried to the beach on the first island.
All right!
Let's all ass! Even though our minds were completely exhausted, strangely enough, our bodies felt light. Without stopping for anything, we kept right on running toward the beach on the first island. Okay, sehen wir es heute noch. Wunderbar. Test, ich hoffe, du erinnerst dich noch an das, was du im Formular geschrieben hast. Mit der umgedrehten Mordreihenfolge und wer Nekomaru in dem Fall gewesen ist und so weiter. Where in the world is Nekomaru?
Hey,
Hey Nekomaru, show yourself.
Listen,
We have come to pick you up. Please hurry up and come out of hiding. We raised our voices. We looked around the area. We raised our voices again. We looked around the area again. And so on and so forth. We kept looking for him. But...
Hey!
What the hell, man? He's nowhere to be found.
Damn it!
Could it be? Did we get false info from Monokuma again? And that's when it happened. We heard a familiar voice echo throughout the beach.
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
could it be?
That voice! With high hopes in our hearts, we turned toward the direction of the voice. And then, we saw something truly unbelievable.
Huh? What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting! Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much!
Who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on?
Wusstest seit dem ersten Stream, wer Ibuki umlegt? Hast Wiki gelesen? Achso. Ah ja. Macht nix.
If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Ist ein Monokuma. Stop doing it.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing!
Yeah!
The name's Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
Yeah. Robomaru. Robomaru nie die. Oh oh. Neun Tage und ein paar Stunden. Ja, der hat sogar ein paar coole Zusatzfunktionen, die er uns, glaube ich, beim nächsten Mal zeigt. We have obtained a present, nurse's apron. Okay. Geht's dem Viech eigentlich? Ja, Kaka gemacht, schön. 217 Schritte. Okay. Ja. Dann werden wir beim nächsten Mal hier weitermachen. Da es schon so spät ist, mache ich das nicht. Müssten wir ja gleich. Ja, Stufe 3 haben wir jetzt. Sehen, machen wir dann. Ja, können wir am Anfang vom nächsten Mal machen. Und tja. Das heißt beim nächsten Mal. Ja, erstmal wieder ein bisschen Gelaber. Und neue Insel ist freigeschalten. Heißt, wir werden die neue Insel erstmal erkunden. Die recht interessant ist, glaube ich. Die ist, glaube ich, ganz cool. Und ja, das kommende Kapitel ist ein bisschen komisch. Von der Umgebung her mag ich es nicht so besonders. Aber naja. Ansonsten, ach ja, während des nächsten Kapitels, also ich glaube nicht beim nächsten Mal, aber irgendwann während des nächsten Kapitels kommt dieses eine Ding, wo wir ein Escape Room haben. Heißt, wo es eine kleine Anspielung auf die Zero Escape-Reihe gibt. Da bin ich gespannt drauf.